Elizabeth Short, later dubbed the Black Dahlia by the media, was a 22-year-old aspiring actress who moved to Los Angeles seeking fame in Hollywood. On January 15, 1947, her mutilated body was discovered in a vacant lot in Leimert Park, Los Angeles. The gruesome nature of the crime shocked the world. Elizabeth had been bisected at the waist with surgical precision, her face was cut into a ghastly smile, and her body was posed deliberately. Her murder quickly became one of the most infamous cases in world history, sparking an intense media frenzy and public fascination. Elizabeth's striking beauty and her tragic fate created a mix of sympathy and sensationalism. The Los Angeles Police Department launched one of the largest investigations in its history, interviewing over 150 potential suspects. Early theories suggested the killer might have medical training, given the precision of the cuts, but this lead never solidified. Elizabeth's relations to the Hollywood scene and rumors about her personal life added layers of speculation. Sensationalist headlines painted her as a femme fatale, though many accounts of her life were exaggerated or fabricated. The press dubbed her the Black Dahlia, likely inspired by her dark hair and rumors that she preferred black clothing. Investigators received many false confessions over the years, but none led to a conviction. Some theorized the murder was connected to Hollywood's underworld or a jilted lover, while others speculated about a potential serial killer operating in Los Angeles at the time. Despite technological advancements, the Black Dahlia murder remains unsolved. In recent years, amateur sleuths and retired detectives have revisited the case, but conclusive evidence has remained elusive. One well-known theory involves George Hodel, a physician whose son, Steve Hodel, alleged that his father was the killer. However, even this claim lacks definitive proof. Elizabeth Short's case continues to captivate true crime enthusiasts and remains a symbol of Hollywood's dark underbelly. The haunting image of her unsolved murder serves as a reminder of how a single act of violence can reverberate through history. On the evening of May 3, 2007, 3-year-old Madeleine McCann disappeared from a holiday apartment in Praia da Luz, Portugal. Madeleine's parents, Jerry and Kate McCann, were dining at a near restaurant with friends when they discovered that their daughter was missing from the bedroom where she had been sleeping alongside her younger siblings. The case quickly gained global attention due to the unusual circumstances and the fact that Madeleine's disappearance occurred in a quiet resort town. Descriptions of Madeleine, including her distinctive eye marking, a rare coloboma in her right eye, were widely circulated in an effort to locate her. The Portuguese police initially handled the case as a potential kidnapping but later shifted their focus to the McCann family, naming Jerry and Kate as suspects. This decision led to public backlash and diverted attention from other potential leads. In 2008, Portuguese authorities shelved the investigation due to lack of evidence, but it was later reopened. In 2011, Scotland Yard launched its own inquiry under the name Operation Grange, aiming to re-examine the evidence and follow new leads. Over the years, investigators have explored various theories, including abduction by a stranger, trafficking, and accidental death. A key development came in 2020 when German authorities identified Christian Bruckner, a convicted sex offender, as a prime suspect. Bruckner was known to have lived in the Algarve region at the time of Madeleine's disappearance. While this lead reignited global interest, no conclusive evidence linking him to the crime has emerged. The case remains one of the most well-known unsolved disappearances in modern history. Despite significant resources and international cooperation, Madeleine's fate is still unknown. In recent years, advances in DNA technology and renewed efforts by investigators have offered hope, but the lack of definitive answers continues to frustrate the McCann family and the public. The enduring mystery of Madeleine McCann's disappearance highlights the complexities of missing persons cases and the challenges of navigating international investigations. As her family continues to search for answers, Madeleine's case remains a poignant reminder of the many children who vanish each year, their stories left unresolved. On November 24, 1971, a man who identified himself as Dan Cooper purchased a ticket for a Northwest Orient Airlines flight from Portland, Oregon, to Seattle, Washington. Dressed in a suit and tie, he appeared calm and unremarkable. Shortly after takeoff, Cooper handed a note to a flight attendant, revealing that he had a bomb in his briefcase and was hijacking the plane. Cooper demanded $200,000 in cash, for parachutes, and a fuel truck ready to refuel the aircraft upon landing in Seattle. The airline and FBI complied with his demands, ensuring the safety of the passengers and crew. Once his ransom was delivered and the hostages released, Cooper instructed the remaining crew to fly to Mexico City at a low altitude and slow speed. Somewhere over the remote forests of southwestern Washington, Cooper opened the plane's rear staircase and parachuted into the night, taking the ransom money with him. Despite extensive searches, he was never seen again. The FBI launched one of the most extensive manhunts in history, dubbed Norjack, Northwest Hijacking. Hundreds of leads were pursued, but no trace of Cooper or the ransom money was initially found. The case baffled authorities as they could not determine if Cooper survived the jump or perished in the wilderness. In 1980, a break in the case occurred when a young boy discovered a bundle of decayed $20 bills along the Columbia River, identified as part of Cooper's ransom. This discovery deepened the mystery but failed to provide any conclusive leads. Over the years, numerous suspects have been proposed, including military paratroopers, career criminals, and even family members of whistleblowers. However, no definitive evidence has linked anyone to the crime. In 2016, after 45 years, the FBI officially closed the active investigation, citing the lack of new evidence. However, the case remains a popular topic for amateur sleuths and conspiracy theorists. Some theorize that Cooper died during the jump, while others believe he lived and successfully evaded authorities. Occasional discoveries, such as a parachute or claims of new evidence, periodically reignite public interest, but none have definitively solved the case. On December 1, 1948, an unidentified man was found dead on Somerton Beach, near Adelaide, Australia. He was well-dressed in a suit and tie, yet had no identification on him. Adding to the mystery, all the labels on his clothing were removed. The circumstances of his death puzzled authorities. He appeared to have no visible injuries, and no immediate cause of death could be determined. In the man's pocket was a rolled-up piece of paper with the words Tamám Shud printed on it, which translates from Persian to "it is finished." This enigmatic clue linked the case to a rare book of poetry, the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, from which the paper appeared to have been torn. The investigation into the man's identity and cause of death quickly turned bizarre. Authorities located the exact copy of the Rubaiyat that the torn paper came from. Inside the book, they discovered a strange code written in pencil, believed to be some kind of cipher, as well as a phone number. The number led to a local woman, who denied any connection to the man but reportedly appeared distressed when shown his photo. Theories about the case ranged from espionage, given the timing of the Cold War and the man's potential link to secret operations, to more mundane explanations, such as a tragic suicide or accidental poisoning. Despite these leads, no one came forward to identify the man, and the code found in the book has never been definitively deciphered. Over the years, efforts to solve the Tamám Shud case have continued, including DNA testing on the man's remains. In 2022, researchers claimed to have identified the man as Carl Charles Webb, a Melbourne electrical engineer and instrument maker who disappeared around the time of his death. Webb was linked to the book through circumstantial evidence, but doubts remain about whether this identification fully explains the mystery surrounding his death. The Tamám Shud case is one of Australia's most enduring mysteries, blending elements of intrigue, espionage, and the unknown. While recent developments may have offered partial answers, the circumstances of the man's death and the cryptic details surrounding the case continue to fascinate investigators and the public alike. On Christmas Day, 1996, 6-year-old JonBenét Ramsey, a child beauty queen, was found dead in the basement of her family's home in Boulder, Colorado. Her body was discovered by her father, John Ramsey, just hours after her mother, Patsy Ramsey, had called 911 to report a ransom note demanding $118,000 for JonBenét's safe return. The circumstances of JonBenét's death were shocking. She had suffered a severe head injury and had been strangled. The handwritten ransom note, unusually long and detailed, added a bizarre twist to the case. The note was written on paper from the Ramsey home, leading investigators to speculate that the crime was committed by someone with access to the house. The case quickly became a media sensation, with public scrutiny falling heavily on the Ramsey family. Many speculated that the crime was staged to cover up an accidental death, with theories pointing to both Patsy and JonBenét's older brother, Burke. However, the family consistently maintained their innocence. Law enforcement was criticized for mishandling the initial investigation, including allowing friends and family to walk through the crime scene before it was secured. These missteps made it difficult to collect uncontaminated evidence and undermined efforts to solve the case. In 2003, advanced DNA testing on evidence found on JonBenét's clothing excluded the Ramsey family members as suspects. This development shifted attention back to the possibility of an intruder, but no arrests were made. Despite decades of investigation, JonBenét's murder remains unsolved. Theories about the case continue to circulate, from a botched kidnapping attempt to a sinister plot involving someone close to the family. The ransom note and its unusual details remain one of the most puzzling aspects of the case. In recent years, true crime documentaries and books have reignited interest in the mystery, but no definitive evidence has emerged to bring closure. In 2022, authorities announced plans to use new DNA testing techniques in hopes of identifying JonBenét's killer, though the results have yet to yield a breakthrough. So, what did you think of these intriguing stories? Now we want to hear from you. Share your theories and opinions in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching the video. See you next time, and remember, keep exploring the unknown.